Hey there. Welcome back to my channel. This is Destiny Love, and this is DLTV, the Healing Channel. Today we're going to talk about things that we cannot see. But at the end of this video, we're going to play a little game. Ready? So let's get started. Last time that we met, I shared with you that I had some gifts that I realized as early as 5 years old, right? So I posed the question, psychic or prophet? So let's talk about what those things are. So the word psychic originated from the Greek, and it is the word psychikos, psychikos, and that means from the psyche or the mind, and it is also interpreted as from the soul, right? Meaning coming from your clairvoyance, from your thinking, from your psyche. The word prophet originated in the Greek, and it translates as spokesperson, one who utters divine revelations from God. Divine from God, who utters, speaks, revelations, reveals. In other words, it is being revealed as the person is speaking it because it is a revelation from God. So, I remember my early 20s, leaving church one day. Yeah, I grew up a church girl. I'm a woman of faith, and I do believe. And so I was in my early 20s and just leaving church, and this girl approached me. I had never met her before, and I'd seen her around. She introduced herself, and then she said, "You do readings." I said, "What?" I said, "Huh?" And she said, "You do readings. You take people's hands and then you can tell them all about their lives. But God didn't give you that gift for you to do that." And I said, "Who told you that?" She didn't answer me. She just kept talking. And she said that when we have this gift, some use it for gain, but we are to use it to give encouragement, to edify, to exhort, to encourage, to warn. She said, when you give, the gain comes. But when you do it for gain, you get your reward then. She said, so God doesn't want you to use your gift to do that anymore. You don't have to read anything. She said, just let it happen naturally. Well, I didn't know what was going on with this gift inside of me because it wasn't taught in my church. I didn't even see it as a spiritual thing. I actually thought, well, maybe I'm a psychic. Maybe I'm a clairvoyant. I was called those things. Maybe I'm a seer. Somebody even called me a witch. And it was because they asked me to tell them something, and I told them. And then when I told them, then all of a sudden I'm witchy poo. You feel me? Anyway, so after those types of experiences, I made up in my mind that I wasn't going to talk about my gift anymore. And I wasn't going to use my gift because it wasn't an easy gift to carry all the time. Sometimes you don't want to know the things that you dream, see, or just know. So I really believe that my life changed in that moment when that young lady spoke to me, because what she did with me is what I was used to doing with other people, but that had never happened to me before. So I had been going to psychics and looking at, going to palm readers and reading my horoscope and astrology because I thought that that's where my gifting came from. But then no, I recognize, no, that's from the mind. That's from the soul. That's clairvoyance. This thing I'm dealing with is a spiritual thing. So I started studying and asking around and meeting people and reading and going to various conferences and whatnot to try and understand who I was, or should I say who I am. So, fast forward, I was a social worker for the state of California for several years. So this is several years after the young lady approached me. Now I'm understanding myself better and I'm understanding how to use my gift better. And so this particular position that I held, I went to hospitals, into homes and other establishments to evaluate babies from the ages of 0 to 2.5 to determine whether or not they had disabilities. And so this particular time, I went to a home And soon as I walked in the door, I noticed that there was a lot of things around on the walls and whatnot that showed me that they believed in God. And I've gone in homes with various religions, various, practices, but this particular home was a Christian home. And I knew the moment I stepped in their home that I was not there for what my job sent me there for. So to fast forward, I asked the parents to bring me the baby because I come in with a tool bag that looks like toys, but actually they are testing tools. And so I had read the chart, I knew what the baby's issues were, and I asked the parents, do you believe in God? And they looked at me sort of strangely and they said yes. And I said, what I was sent here to do by my job is not why I'm here. And then the mom began to cry. And I asked them, do you believe that your baby can be made whole? And they both said, now they're both crying. I asked them, could I pray for their baby? So I put my hands on the baby and I began to pray aloud. And when I was done praying, I took my tools out of the bag. And the first one that I used was a little bell that gave various frequencies to see and test whether or not the child could hear and to what level. So I put it on the lowest level, and as I began to ring, 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 and got a little louder, the baby started turning his head towards me. And I asked the parents, did you see that? And mom is overwhelmed. I'm staying focused. The next thing that I do is I bring out a little device that had a light on it, and it did various reflections so I could see whether or not the baby's vision was good or not, to see whether or not the baby had good vision. And so I began to put the light softly back and forth, nothing. I let it go up a little higher, nothing. And I turned to them and said, do you still believe? And they're nodding and crying. I lifted it up again, and I put the light across the baby very slowly, and the baby followed the light. Well, at first I thought I was seeing things, and I'm not talking, I'm just focused. And I did it again, and the baby followed the light. I put the light down, and then I just let my finger go really slowly in front of the baby's eyes, and that baby followed my finger. Now the parents are terribly overwhelmed with joy. And I turned to them and I said, I'm sorry. Your baby is not eligible for our services because it says here he can't hear and he can't see. I'm sorry, I'm a crybaby. But I said, it's clear that your baby can see and your baby can hear. Your baby has been made whole. Psychic or prophet? I went in there and I gave and they gained. But what did I gain? Validation that I am walking in the purpose that I was born for. And then it also validated the gifts that were inside of me, that I was using it correctly. I was like, oh my God, that's what this is for. To help, to give, to encourage, to set free. That's why I wrote this book, Letting Go, How to Get Unstuck and Walk in Destiny, by Bonita Lynn Briscoe, me, Destiny Love. Bonita Lynn Briscoe, AKA Destiny Love. That's why I changed my name. I changed my name because I recognized who I am. I recognized why I'm here. I am walking in my destiny in love, with love, and God is love. So, psychic or prophet, I now know how to use my gifts, not for gain, but to give. The gain will come. That book I just showed you, let me show you again, is available on Amazon.com for those of you who do not have it yet. My new subscribers get it. It is walkindestiny.org. I will put my website and the information on how you can get this book. You can go straight to my website. It is www.walkindestiny.org. Again, it'll be in the description box. I want you to get this because this is going to help you to find out why you're here if you don't already know. You know how you're doing stuff that you're just going through the motions. But it's not a chore when you find out why you're really here. And so we recognize that this thing comes from the spirit, and we all have this. I don't have some capitalization on this. I'm gifted in this area. But you know how you say, ooh, something told me to call them. Oh my God, I knew I shouldn't have turned right. Oh wow, I followed my first mind. Your first mind is your spirit. This is your second mind right here. Your first mind is your spirit. So follow that thing that's in your gut, that thing that you know you were born to do. And if you don't know what that is, my book is going to help you. You see me? I want you to be able to live a full life. I'm talking to you because this is my destiny. All of the stuff I've gone through, all of the things I've learned, I'm here for you. So, listen, this is a season of suddenlies, and it's a season of partnership. This word is not for everybody, but for those of you that when you heard that, something hit your spirit like, ooh, then I'm talking to you. Listen to me. There are going to be suddenlies and surprises all over the place. Suddenly you had a job. Suddenly it's here. Suddenly it's gone. Suddenly you were there. Now you're here. The partnerships can be job ventures, business ventures. Many of you are going to get married. So many of you are going to have new love interests, partners, partnering. This is all about where there are two, there are three, because God is always in the midst. And the threefold cord is not easily broken. That's a partnership. So look for those things. Partnership and suddenlies. I want you to join me in starting a jar or a can or a box or a basket and put your suddenlies and new partnerships. Write it down on a little piece of paper and stick it in there. We're going to look at this at the end of the year. As you can see, I've had a few already. And then I want you to put in here every time something happens in your life in this year that happened not just suddenly and not just in a partnership, but something that you've really been waiting for, something that is really good for you in your life and moving forward and getting to the destination that you have set your goals to get to. So we're going to do something with this at the end of the year. I'll remind you throughout our time together, but get started with that. And you can expect it. Believe you me, you can expect it. There will be plenty of suddenlies, and there will be plenty of partnerships. Get excited because it's coming. So listen, I'd like to know what your thoughts are. And be nice in the comments, but put psychic or prophet. What do you believe in? What do you think I am? Do you believe it at all? I'd like to know what you think. So before we close this video, I promised you something. Oh, and by the way, we're going to be talking about this subject more. Because it's my gifting, there will be things that I'll speak to you about to help encourage you or to warn you. And there are going to be some of you, I'm going to be speaking directly to you. And you're going to know that it's me talking to you. It's me giving and you gaining. Remember that. Because the more you give, boo, the more it comes back to you. That's reciprocity. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You can't beat God-given, boo. When you're doing the right thing, when your heart is right and your motivation is right, trust and believe it will be all good for you. So check this out. Here we go with the cupcake game. You see this bowl right here? The first 10 of you that tell me what liquid ingredient that I left out of my cupcakes in my video last week, I'm going to put all 10 of those names in here, and I'm going to stir this around the next time I see you and pull a name out, and whoever I get is going to win a prize, and oh, you won't be disappointed. I told you to keep watching my channel. You never know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say, where we're going, but I promise you it's going to be healing for your soul, your mind, your body, and your spirit. Check this out. Laughter is good for the soul, and so is playing games. You want to play? Listen, I'll put the videos, 2 minutes and some change, in the description box, and I'll also put my website so you can go on there and purchase my book. Listen, like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to be sweet to yourselves, huh? And let me tell you something. This is Bonita Lynn Briscoe, aka Destiny Love. This is DLTV. So, until next time, what ingredient, wet ingredient, did I leave out of my cupcakes? email me. My email address will be in the description box as well. The first 10 of you that get it right, you go in my little bowl. I'm going to pull out a name right here while I'm talking to you, and you're going to win an awesome prize. Listen here. God bless you. Take care of yourself, good care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.